when they start talking about the Tinkers, they say the little limerick about them. It was he jumps in and he corrects their misconception of what the saying is about the Tinkers. So he goes, the innkeeper spoke up for the first time that night. Actually, you're missing more than half, he said, standing in the doorway behind the bar. A tinker's debt is always paid, once for any simple trade, twice for freely given aid, thrice for any insult made. So I have a little bit of a theory, like kind of one of the first things I wanted to really dive deep into is who are the Tinkers? I'll give you guys like a couple examples of what makes me really interested in the Tinkers. Like you have Kvothe's first interaction with the Tinker in the books. Beyond just this, he jumps in with the story and kind of gives a little bit of a saying about them. When he goes to Trebon and he is looking for the Chandrian, so the chapters where he runs into the Dracus and he runs into the aftermath of what the Chandrian did to the Mothin farm or whatever it was called.
Yeah, he's with Denna.
Know what I'm referring to?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's offered by that Tinker, he's offered a bottle of brand, wine, rope, blanket, and he takes the bottle of brand, takes the blanket, he takes the shirt, and 3 jots. So he uses the blanket for Denna. The brand helped him to get that bumpkin dude, Shim, got him to talk about what was going on in the woods, about the blue flames and that kind of stuff that he kept seeing. And then he did not take the strawberry wine. Is that what it was? Yeah, strawberry wine. Denna wanted that wine, and then also he didn't take the rope. And Denna had an idea for how to kill the Dracus was to put the dinner resin in a bucket and hang it over the edge of a cliff with rope, and that Dracus would have went and tried to get that resin and fell off the cliff and hopefully fell to its death. But he didn't take the rope, he didn't take the wine, and both those things would have came into play, especially the rope, pivotally for the story. The things he did take also came into play. Then the second time he runs into a Tinker is when he's leaving the Mayor's City to join Tempe and Martin and Hespe and Dedan to go hunt the bandits. Let me see what he was offered: candles and wax for his boot. He took the candles and used them to make moments. He didn't take the wax for his boots, and his boots were soaked, and he came back to regret that decision. And so every time he meets a Tinker, what they freely just tell him, hey, you should take this, or they offer it to him, like, what about this? When he takes it, it plays a significant part. It helps him in some way. When he doesn't take it, it bites him in the ass.
Yeah, well, what's really interesting to me about those circumstances too is he's using logical reasoning why he takes what he takes, and you can't really refute his reasoning on those choices, which to me even deepens further what the Tinker's ability. Like it's almost like we like maybe like the Amir have this ability to, I don't know, access the future or foresee circumstances.
But the more important aspect of them is that they seem to either have a knack where if they tell you you're going to need something, you're going to need it, and they just have a knack and ability to tell you what you're going to need, that they don't even have to think about it. They just tell you you're going to need it, you're going to need it. And it's just a knack, like Trip's able to roll 7s, they're able to tell you what you're going to need. So it could be a knack, or they have some kind of clairvoyance, and they are trying to guide you in the right direction, and maybe that's why they're offended when you don't take them up on their offer, and they kind of are like, you're a fucking idiot. Because they do know, and they have some kind of clairvoyance. And so they seem similar to like someone like the Cathay. They have like this kind of knowledge, this ability that does not seem normal. Like it seems different. It seems like there's something to them. There's a reason why everybody they have these stories. The Tinker's debt is always paid, once for any simple trade, twice for freely given aid, thrice for any insult made. There's something to them. They have, there's a reason they built this reputation, and they definitely have some kind of ability or power or knack, something to them. They're very mysterious. I think I have a pretty good guess of where they came from. There's a scene where Kavoth is with Felurian, and they're doing one of their conversations where they're rhyming back and forth, and they're talking in what is it, poetic pentameter or whatever the word is. I'm drawing a blank. But anyways, he goes, Kavoth is talking to Flurry, and he goes, I frown. Still, it seems I should have seen more signs of those who walk between. So he's talking about, she's telling him that Fae creatures, the Fae, they venture out into the world. When the times are right, they go out into the human world and walk around. And he's like, still, it seems I should have seen more signs of those who walk between. Valerian shrugged. Most Fae are sly and subtle folk who step as soft as chimney smoke. Some go among your kind in shaden, glamoured as a pack mule laden, or wearing gowns to fit a queen. She gave a frank look. We know enough not to be seen. So glamoured as a pack mule laden, that makes me think of tinkers that are going around. They got their pack mules. Like Bast has a glamour about him that makes him look human. Could be the same with tinkers, that they have a glamour around them that makes them just kind of look like traveling tradesmen, but that would kind of give some kind of explanation for why they seem to have this knack or power to be able to tell you what you're going to need. And if you screw them over, it seems they have enough power to get revenge on you if you fuck them over, because people do not fuck with tinkers.
It sounds like it's a traveling trade sales group with a really solid union plan.
Yeah.
Really good marketing, really solid marketing.
They got some really strong teamsters behind them.
Clairvoyance is a prerequisite for the job, though. You got to be able to see the future. And
yeah, there is kind of like you said, they do seem like almost like a gypsy vagabond type of random people, but they're also travelers, kind of like the Rue. They seem to go back forever, so they also connect to early history of this world. And yeah, they garner respect out of the Rue. Don't hear so much about from other groups whether or not they.
It's clearly a worldwide thing, because when Kavoth meets the tinker outside the mayor's place, he's like, "How's the road? Have you had any trouble?" And he's like, "Oh no, times are not near bad enough that someone would mess with a tinker." And keep in mind, this is at a time where Cinder is with a group of bandits, and they are attacking caravans of guards guarding money, and they are attacking people who can physically defend themselves. And they are waylaying these people, stealing all the mayor's gold, and he is trying to defend against that. And then these tinkers who are just traveling by themselves with a mule or horse and a few packs, doesn't seem like they got a lot of defenses. People don't fuck with them.
Yeah, it's interesting because they fuck with Chronicle.
And people have a saying like, they'll pay you back thrice for any insult made. So between the fact that anything they tell you you're going to need, we see that it would have played a role, and people are scared to fuck with them, it lends credence that these are more powerful than you would expect on the surface, and they're not just these traveling vagabond bums that just have goods that they can slink back and forth. It seems there's more to them, and seems that they have some kind of power. And the way Florian talks back about a glamour pack mule laden makes me think that tinkers come from the Fae, and the reason that they can bite back and come at you if you fuck with them is that they're from the Fae. They have power.
So it's like Amway and Mary Kay put together.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely don't seem like just random guys walking down the road with bags of goods, because otherwise you would think they would just be getting mobbed left and right every time they're just walking down the road, and people wouldn't have any fear of them.
Yeah, no, I mean the like the idea and sort of the mystique itself. It's one of the things that be kind of nice to have in our own.
Oh, it's like a
world.
food truck, man. You ever go to a food truck? They got all kinds of different things. You have a hot sandwich, a cold drink. Best of both worlds.
Yeah, especially if they could actually, tell you exactly what you're gonna need. You just like go up to them, like, "Hey, what do I need, man?" Like, "Hey, you need XYZ." Like, yeah, gonna need that bean burrito, big time.
Side of guac.
It's gonna play a huge role.
Orange soda.
That guy that you don't like very much is going to be annoying you for the rest of the day. You're going to want some gas in there. A little gas in that tank, that bean burrito.